What's up, guys? Welcome back to PitchPassPod. I'm Brett,
Hey, it's me, Brando.
and we're gonna try something a little bit different this week. We're still gonna do the recaps. We're still gonna do a little bit of a forecast going into next week, but we're gonna try to make our video just a little bit shorter, and we're gonna try to do a new segment for this week. So I don't want to sit and stall or have you guys sit here waiting for us. But one thing I do want to say is Brando came over. We had a nice guys weekend. Uh, that was a lot of fun.
That was Brett's birthday.
Yup. It was a week late, but
That
yeah,
was a week late.
it was I had a lot of fun. Um,
Dude, it was a great time. Great time. We went axe throwing. We
axe
got
throwing.
some Asian food.
Yeah.
Um, we went to a really seedy
Oh
dive bar.
God.
It was
Yeah. Those all of the women,
um
birthday girl
and not
especially.
all their teeth.
Oh yeah, real on that. And all of them with boyfriends or husbands, looking to be cucked.
One of them was a cuck.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's more than one of them. Not shaming you, just
It was a
not my
real
cup of
cuck
tea.
off.
Not, yeah, real. Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's a little
So
insight into our lives. Let's go into week three. Steelers Browns to start off the week. Two disappointing
um,
offenses.
oh man, but gamblers had to be so pissed at this game. Anyone who took any kind of points with Pittsburgh lost,
Yeah. I mean, so
and anyone who bet the under on this game, because that last second
yes,
touchdown, the very last play of the
the
game,
fumble.
fucked them.
Yeah. Um,
The fumble recovery in the end zone fucked everyone who bet the under.
yeah.
It was glorious to watch because I didn't bet the over or the under on that game. I didn't have much skin on the line in that one because I wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Man, it was funny.
I forgot it was on Amazon, so I was looking for the game for a little while, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, it's Steelers Browns. I don't care."
Oh,
and then I
you
went to bed.
big boomer. Big boomer. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
not technologically gifted, my bad guys.
Sorry
Uh,
to any of the older crowd that's listening to this pod. You are probably very tech savvy or not.
sorry,
Cool.
boomers.
Sorry, 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 baby boomers. Sorry, people that were born because of a power outage.
Oh God.
That's how it got their name, man. Like
Well,
straight up.
speaking of booming, let's talk about that butt punt in the Bills Dolphins game. There's a lot to
Bills
unpack here.
Dolphins, man. So the butt punt that fucking gave him a safety. Um, Josh Allen had 73 dropbacks in this game. Just insane
Yeah.
that you're calling these many pass plays and pass attempts. And they were up the majority of the game.
Yep. Because
Bills
they don't
had
have a run game.
no run game.
Yeah.
They have no run game to speak of. And their offensive line is not great. Josh Allen was one of the most pressured quarterbacks in the NFL last year,
Yes.
and he will be this year. He's pressured on 43.8% of his pressure
Yeah.
by dropbacks,
That's insane.
which ended up being 32.
Hmm.
32 of his total dropbacks were pressured.
That's insane.
It's an insane amount. Credit to him. He didn't throw a pick.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, Josh Allen, for not throwing an interception
No
in that game.
picks and 409 yards or something like that is crazy.
Yeah. But shout out to the Dolphins defense for getting home on him a couple of times, though.
True. Real. Yeah.
They and also shout out to my boy Javon Holland. He he only targeted 3 times,
Hmm.
1 catch, 6 yards allowed, had a sack and a half, including a forced fumble on Josh Allen.
Damn. Yeah. That's
Great game.
that matters
Great game.
for real.
Hey, me saying that they might be the best safety tandem in the NFL
Hmm.
between
Oh,
Javon
no
Holland and
joke.
Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
I think it's real now,
I
especially with
agree.
Micah Hyde being done for the year.
Yes, I
Also,
completely agree.
big news for everyone: Micah Hyde didn't play in this game, out for the year.
Yeah, that
This
neck
is a game.
injury.
Guess what? This is a game we got right.
Yeah.
Dolphins ended up driving down the field. Tua with that big money shot, 45-yard bomb to
Hmm.
Jalen Waddle. Waddle had a super impressive game, by the way.
Yes, definitely.
102, 102 yards, on 16 routes.
That's yeah. That's
So per route ran, he had 6.375 yards.
yeah, the way that
Just
this game, if you saw
insane.
the statistics from this game without seeing the score, you would be like, "Oh, the Bills
You would
fucked the
think,
Dolphins." Yeah.
oh, not just that. Well, that's a great statistic. Getting like 6 yards per route ran is
Yes.
fantastic. But
Well, yeah,
also,
but the total
if you look at this,
offensive production of
yeah, and also the Bills had the ball for 40
time of
minutes.
possession,
The Dolphins had for
exactly.
19.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
But here's the thing:
nuts.
you would also think the score was much higher.
Yeah, yes.
The final score 21-19.
Yeah, if you took an under 40 on that one, good
I
on you, I
did bet,
guess.
and okay, I did bet the under on that game. I knew it was not going to get the 51 points.
Oh, it was 51. Yeah,
It
that's right.
closed
It
at
was pretty
54.
high.
It closed at 54.
54. That's pretty crazy.
You got the under when it was 54. Holy fuck, man! Also, shout out to both of us for getting this game right. All right, what's the next one we're going to, buddy?
Bengals Jets. I mean, we don't even really have to cover this one. It was just Bengals really showed up for the first time this year. The Jets didn't.
Uh,
Frustrations boiling over.
um, so one Jet showed up, Sauce Gardner.
True. Yeah,
Great.
he's playing
Hey, the
really
only
well.
I've never seen a corner play so well against Jamar Chase.
Both both of the Jets corners are really really good. They allow, I
They
believe,
both are
the
playing like I man, the Jets defense,
I've been
if
telling
their
you.
offense, their defense could be back here next year.
So
I think
the
this team is still a year away.
the only team with a higher rated corner tandem in the NFL is the Eagles right now, and that's largely just because of how well Darius Slay's been playing. Um,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
the
I will
Jets'
say,
coverage has been fantastic.
except when they played the Ravens and Lamar just absolutely
Well, dude, Lamar
lit them up fire.
Lamar is a different echelon of
The
quarterback.
MVP.
Yeah. I still think Jalen Hurts, but yeah.
I don't think there's a I don't think there's a player in the NFL playing better than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I know. I'm just biased on that one because I have
I
$100 riding on
know.
it, but it's fine. It's fine.
Dude, I'm just so happy because when I put my Trey Lance bets in, I
Mhm.
also put the same amount of money down on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Everything Lamar's been doing
He's
is
my man.
it's not only the best in the league, it's historic. Period.
Yeah, like let me
He's
pull
going
up
to
some
break records. I think what you told me was he's on pace for 68 total touchdowns, something along those lines.
68 touchdowns is what he's on pace for. He's also the first quarterback. Let's just jump into Pat's Ravens at this point. He he had 4 touchdowns, 200 over 200 yards, over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Hmm.
Man can't be stopped. First quarterback in NFL history to have 2 games back to back with 3 passing touchdowns and 100 rushing
Yeah,
yards.
that's unreal. He's like
Greatest
Michael Vick 2.0, really. And that's saying
improved.
something. Yes.
He's better than Michael Vick.
Exactly, exactly.
He's the best dual threat quarterback to ever play. We're watching it right now.
Completely agree.
I don't. I think what NFL defenses have been afraid of this whole time
Yeah.
was Lamar mastering the passing game and
Yes.
mastering playing in the pocket,
Yeah.
and
And
he
having that
did.
full dual threat. Yeah. And that's exactly, that was my number one criticism coming into the season was I wanted to see how Lamar would develop as a pocket passer in situations where he needed to purely pass, and I think he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, and like he's actually the number one quarterback in the NFL right now against the blitz.
Yeah, he really looked at those Miami games and said, "Fuck you," by the way.
He's yeah he it really did show that like he saw where the flaws in his game were and where he needed to attack it. So, talk about the Patriots here. Mac Jones could have had a really bad high ankle sprain here.
Yeah.
We'll see if he'll play next week or if it'll be Bailey Zappi.
I think it'll be Bailey.
It looks nasty. I think
Worst case scenario. Okay, everybody was making fun of him, like, oh, he's acting like his legs got blown off in World War II or whatever.
that
But
shit
like,
hurts.
yeah, you don't know what a high ankle sprain feels like, especially when it's like a contact high ankle sprain. It's one thing like if you step funny or something, like that's bad enough on its own, but like if it's a contact situation, oh, that's tough. Because there's just so many
Yeah,
unpredictable variables when it comes to not you falling on your own, or not you tripping or slipping. Um, so I don't think anybody should give him shit, but I think this is a really good opportunity. I was much higher than a lot of people were on Bailey's app coming into the draft. So I think this is a good opportunity for the Patriots to kind of see what they have. They're kind of looking at a mediocre season, sub 500 anyway. So I really think they should just kind of let it fly, see what they have.
exactly. And I'm just going to talk about Lamar just a little bit more now.
Yeah, for sure.
My MVP. Sorry, I just want to give exact numbers for it. Against the Blitz, number one EPA per attempt,
Hmm.
second in yards per attempt, third in success rate, and that's passing touchdowns against the Blitz in 3 games.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
averaging 2 a game against the Blitz. And for his historic pace that he's on,
Hmm.
right now, well, not historic pace, but right now he has a passer rating of 119, which
Yes.
is number one in the NFL.
Yeah.
He leads the NFL with 10 passing touchdowns.
Hmm.
And he's fifth in the NFL in rushing yards with 243.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And to think that
Okay,
he did that last week against the Patriots defense, that's
that's saying a lot.
yeah.
That Bill Belichick doesn't even know how to take him away.
No.
And another big part of it is like for fantasy purposes,
Hmm.
if you took away all of Lamar's rushing stats and we took his passing stats,
Hmm.
I think he's still like quarterback number 5 or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's top 10 for sure,
Still like
but
the top
probably top
5
5. Yeah.
quarterback. And then if you take away all his passing stats, he's like running back number 11.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
both a quarterback one and an RB one
Yeah.
in one player in
He
fantasy.
really is. He definitely is. Um,
If you have Lamar Jackson as your fantasy quarterback,
you're
you
probably
might win
winning.
your league.
Yeah.
You might
Um,
win your league this year. Especially if you stack him with Mark Andrews,
yes.
who mossed a dude in the end zone this week for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this. I think it's time we crown him. Mark Andrews is the best tight end in the NFL.
Okay.
I'm putting it out
Current
there. Mark
currently
Andrews is the best tight end right
through
now.
through the first
Right
3 weeks, I'm not ready to say overall, but judging by the performance in the current season, I agree with you.
This year,
However,
best tight end in the NFL. Best tight end, and I think going forward as well. I think Kelsey's a little bit on the decline,
I
and I definitely know, and I know for a fact Mark Andrews is a better blocker.
I think
I
Kelsey
know
will
that for a
finish as
fact.
tight end 1 at the end of the year. I'm going to start with
I
that.
think,
But
ooh,
I
in
think
fantasy,
yeah.
or okay, I think
I
Mark
think
Andrews is going to finish with more yards and touchdowns than Kelsey.
I think Kelsey will probably have more receptions though, which is definitely going to
Maybe more
matter.
catches,
Yeah.
but I think Andrews is going to definitely have more touchdowns and more receiving yards than Kelsey this year.
I I acknowledge my bias fully. However, I think Kelsey has 1 to 2 years more of elite production, and Mark Andrews is kind of
Oh
coming
yeah,
into that role as Lamar's developing more as a passer instead of just, blocking
I'm
and
just
letting him
saying
run.
Mark Andrews led all tight ends with receiving yards last year. Just putting that out there.
Yeah,
Putting that out there.
we'll
And
see.
half of that season was with Tyler fucking Huntley.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Best tight end in the game. I'm proud of him.
I'll take it
Mark
too. I'll
Andrews.
take it too.
Okay.
Do you want to
So,
do Raiders
on to the
Titans?
next game.
Raiders
Oh,
Titans.
Titans. Raiders Titans. God, another mid off. Can
Uh,
Ryan Tannehill stop being an NFL quarterback?
well,
Think of Derek Carr. What's up
Derek
with these? What's up
Derek
with these
Henry.
youth group pastor quarterbacks still being in the league?
Derrick Henry had 5 receptions
Oh
last week.
yeah. Well, but is he still having like? Is he? Well, I guess he's no longer leading the league. It's now Chase Edmonds. But before this game, he
Mhm.
was leading the league in like negative yards above like rushing expectation.
Yeah.
So his
Okay. All the only reason I'm
per
saying it,
box count, he was like getting less yards than expected.
I'm trying to lead it with a positive because there's not a whole lot to talk about in these games, but Derrick Henry put up running back one numbers this week. That's a good thing. That's a plus. In terms of the Raiders, God, the Raiders are just horrifyingly
The
disappointing.
Raiders, the Raiders are very disappointing.
Devonte
Like literally,
Adams is not putting up the numbers that you would expect him to.
no. And
Mac Hollins though.
Matt Collins had a very nice game.
Yeah. And I think
He
while
also
Renfro is out with that
they
concussion,
don't.
I think that'll be good numbers.
Oh, also, Matt Collins is probably the closest thing they have to a deep threat right now. That's what they're missing really in this on this Raiders roster, which
Hmm.
just makes it more sad that fucking Henry Ruggs is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to contain myself there, but he's
No, definitely.
they
I
do
heard
need
he's playing football again. Like,
oh, in jail. So
yeah.
he's like longest yard. Like he's
No,
like legit longest
I
yard.
heard he's actually out right now. They just kept it super low, the information of his really. If I'm not mistaken, let me check.
I feel like that is some bullshit because he definitely murdered someone.
Um, yeah, there was a video of him training on a football field last month or
There's
this
also
month.
videos. There's also videos of Tupac in Las Vegas.
He received court permission to attend twice a week training.
All
The
right,
court
twice a
allowed him
week.
to train Phase 1 sports in Las Vegas from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right.
He was
How
working
long
on
is
a
this
video
thing?
for Adidas. Well, he didn't lose his Adidas sponsorship, huh? That's crazy.
Man, Adidas is trying to always try to compete with Nike for anything they got. Max Crosby had a sack, best player on this entire team.
Completely agreed, no question.
Um,
Well, Devonte Adams.
Clelin Ferrell still, well, not Clelin Ferrell, but Max Crosby still best player in this game.
Okay.
I'll still stand by that. I think Devonte Adams is still a very good wide receiver. I still love him being a Packers fan. I
Hmm.
want to see him do all the best, but I want to see him used
Differently. Yeah.
in a more creative way than he's
Yeah.
being used by Josh McDaniels right now.
I agree.
And
I.
I'm starting to see more now. If the Raiders keep losing,
Mhm.
things are going to get spicy
Yeah.
because that means Derek Carr may not be there anymore.
Yeah, especially going into next year with the quarterback god class. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this class is overrated.
Yeah. Well, we're saving that one for another show because we could definitely
We're
talk
gonna
about
save that
that.
for a
But
completely different show. But on to the next game.
Saints
By mid
Panthers.
off to another mid off. Saints Panthers.
Yeah.
Baker
So
Mayfield had such a mediocre game.
yeah,
By mediocre, I mean this looks like a high school stat line.
it was bad.
Over 25, 170, 1 TD,
Yeah.
sacked
So
3 times.
if you take away the 67-yard touchdown from, what was it, LaVisca, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
Laviska Chenault.
yeah.
Also,
If you
good
take
for
that
you.
away, he had
Good for you,
103 yards.
Visca.
Yeah, real, absolutely. But I mean, if you like watch the actual run, it's just like, what the fuck is the Saints defense doing? You know, uh,
Enough.
it didn't look like it looked like every single guy on that defense took the
It was
worst
just a broken
possible
coverage.
angle that they could possibly have ever taken. It was like the worst angle coverage in NFL history on that run.
Um, Chris Olave had his breakout game a week after his former teammate Garrett Wilson did.
Yeah,
Well, same week his former teammate Garrett Wilson did. Well, that week after, whatever.
I'm very high on the Saints
Nine
receiving
receptions,
core.
147.
I
Oh
think
yeah, because
the offensive
when
line.
Traquan Smith is coming off the bench and getting 100
Hmm.
yards, fucking you still have Jarvis Landry, Marquez Callaway's touchdown. Thomas is still your wide receiver one.
Yeah, if there's one thing we know, Jameis is not afraid to sling it. We're seeing him roll back though a little bit to that mistake-prone play style where it's like he feels like he has to carry the games, and that's forcing him to choke the games. I need their offensive line to be
Also playing
healthy.
hurt.
I need them to rely on Kamara a little bit more. Yeah, Jameis does have the 4 fractures in his vertebrae, so that's pretty ass too. Um,
Buddy, this team. Okay, you want to? So the Saints are 1-2 for their actual record against the spread. They're 0-3.
yeah,
Homie, this team is not making the playoffs.
you
This
know
is
what?
not a good team.
They could still
Neither
turn
of
it
these
around.
teams are good.
I'll admit it's not looking good, but I will stand by what I stated.
Or that you think they're gonna win the division?
No, not that, but wild card
That's
team.
dead.
Yeah,
That's dead.
that's dead. That's dead in the water. But
Dead, 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 dead.
I think they could still pull a
Oh,
wild
it
card
is
if
dead.
Trevor Penning could come back healthy. They still have a chance for
If,
wild card.
if maybe if you had a better quarterback than Jameis Winston, and then yeah,
Well,
definitely.
listen.
Hey,
They
listen.
don't.
Let's
Okay.
go to a game with two worst quarterbacks. So Texans, Bears.
Oh God.
Also, shout out to Houston. 2-0-1 against the spread.
Yeah, they're
Tied against the spread for one.
they're fighting. I feel like the Texans are kind of in the
They're
same
fighting,
spot
man.
that the Lions were last year. Um,
That's where they're just a scrappy team.
yeah, it's like
Undefeated
they have a
Bears.
lot of heart and they're really trying to build a culture and get better, but they need time and picks. And good thing they have
Damian
those.
Pierce is that culture fit. 20 carries for 80 yards, just grinded out yards.
Hmm.
Got a touchdown. Khalil Herbert had a nice game. 20 carries, 157, 2 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 8 carries, 47 yards. Justin Fields, 17 attempts for 8 completions, threw 2
Hmm.
picks,
Yeah.
106 yards, sacked 5 times. This offense is bad. Justin Fields and this offense is fundamentally broken. This
Yeah.
Bears team is doing themselves a disservice by winning games
That is true, unfortunately.
because I feel like the best possible scenario for this Bears team
Mhm.
is a quick divorce between them and Justin Fields.
Yes. And that
And that's
sucks,
for all
but
parties involved.
yeah. Um, yeah, this
But
is just kind of one of those. Both of these teams are in a rebuild stage. It was an entertaining game, surprisingly enough, but I don't really think there's anything specific to talk about. Damian Pierce is potentially injured going into next week. That's kind of about it.
Will Herbert was hopefully a waiver wire pickup in all your fantasy leagues.
You know, I don't know if he's worthy. I
He maybe not. If you went no RB, then that's the times you're shooting for.
yeah.
Okay, let's go
Let's.
to the Chiefs Colt.
Oh
You
God,
want to
do
talk
we
about
have
Chiefs Colts
to?
now? You have
Uh,
to at some point. Might as well knock it out now.
there was a very tangible
Bullshit call.
well, yes, but there was a very noticeable
Oh,
disconnect
are you talking about
between
the
the
sideline?
play calling and the offense. You know, the defense
You want to talk
choked.
about Miami?
Talk about what?
Miami and Mahomes getting not into it on the
Oh yeah,
sideline, or we
Bieniemy
talk
and
about it?
Mahomes, where Reed had to break it up. So Mahomes is like not happy with the play calling and not really happy with what's going on overall. And he was saying it's bullshit. And Bieniemy started they were talking back and forth because Pat disagreed with the play call. And Reed had to step in and separate them. And obviously they didn't really generate any offense. Uh, Overall, you're not used to seeing the Chiefs score 17 points. It just doesn't happen very often.
I mean, let's be real. Outside of Week 1, where their offense put up damn near 50, the past 2 weeks, their offense hasn't done anything.
Yeah, but versus the Chargers defense when it was
Versus the
healthy and
Chargers
solid,
defense is one thing. This was
understandable.
against the Colts. Colts,
Yeah, no, I'm
honestly,
that's what I'm
on the
saying.
low, have had Patrick Mahomes' number.
Yeah, well, I think another
There's
important
been
thing to
multiple
note.
weird times where the Colts have rattled Mahomes. I don't know if it's DeForest Buckner
Mhm.
or what it is.
It's important to note. I said going into this week, I am not going to
You
bet
did
against
not
the
feel good
Colts
about it.
defense. Yeah. I said their coach felt very, very confident this week, and if the Colts feel confident playing against the Chiefs offense, I am not going to bet on the Chiefs. I said as much as I believe in and love my team, I am not going to bet against the Colts defense. So I stuck to that. I did not, and I ended up making money this week because again, I was not stupid enough to bet against the Colts defense when they felt confident. They have a lot of great pieces. They really just need to play as a complete whole unit and not individualize their roles too much. And the Colts actually just they have a lot of great pieces everywhere. They can manage the clock with Jonathan Taylor, who I'm knocking on wood. I don't care about fantasy right now. I just want Jonathan Taylor to be healthy and look good. He hasn't looked amazing, and I would like to see him healthy and happy going forward. But he did not practice today, and he is carrying an injury designation going into this week. So,
Okay.
but yeah, Chiefs will be fine, especially with how weak the other AFC West teams are looking. We'll get to the Chargers in a minute. Well, actually, we can go there now if you want to, but I was just gonna say I think
Yeah,
they'll be
let's just
fine.
go to there.
The
Chargers,
Chargers got
Jags.
violated.
The Jaguars defensive line, absolutely nasty. Put
Yeah.
in work again. It's Justin Herbert. I feel Justin Herbert should not play in this game. He
No.
shouldn't have taken all those fucking shots to his
Yes.
ribs.
Yes.
It was such a bad
Especially
idea.
with Keenan Allen out. Like why would you
You don't even
start
need a
your
guy who's gonna
quarterback?
finish fast.
Yeah.
So he only took one sack,
Hmm.
but it was also a strip sack by Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So not great. There's a bunch of just absolute gremlins on this Jags defense, from Devin Lloyd to Trayvon Walker,
Yeah.
Josh Allen, of course, having an all-pro season.
And another important thing to note is that moving forward now, Joey Bosa is out for the Chargers. He's been placed on injury reserve with an undefined groin injury, I believe is what they classified it as. So,
Incident I think's even bigger now.
yeah.
Also, the left tackle Slater
Hmm.
is also going to be out for the year. Had bicep surgery. He will not. He has no chance of coming back. Bosa has a
No.
shot coming back if they make the playoffs. Slater done for the year. So that hurts a lot, especially since your quarterback is already dealing with fractured ribs.
Yeah.
Your left tackle is out. You're gonna have a rookie left tackle going forward. Ugh, AC Jackson's day to day with his ankle injury.
A lot of
It
people talk about
is not looking great.
yeah, a lot of people talk about
This team is cursed.
yes. The Chargers and how it was their year and shit, and I'm like, nah. That's why I still predicted. I said the Chargers may be able to win the AFC West. I don't think I
But
actually ever said
hey,
that they would, but
there's still a chance. It just
yeah.
depends how they have a pretty winnable schedule going for the next couple of games.
Hmm.
To be real, Denver is very fucking winnable. They play
Oh yeah.
Houston this upcoming week.
Yeah.
Give themselves a chance to get a little healthy. Khalil Mack is still on the defensive line,
Yep. That's true.
which makes that trade look so much bigger in
Yeah.
hindsight now.
Yeah.
The fact that that man is on that roster.
I don't know.
But
I,
um
the plus is the Jaguars look very good on both sides of the
um
ball.
Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I would take him. I'm ready to say this. I would take him over Joe Burrow.
Yep.
I'll take him over Kyler Murray.
Yes. Same. I think
I'm,
I think I have him at 8 right now.
I want to see how he finishes the year.
Okay.
I really do. I really want to see how he finishes out the year. He could be end up moving up there into that tier with Herbert, like where we thought Burrow belonged in.
Like the B plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fringe A tier. Yeah.
I think Herbert's A tier. Herbert's A tier. Don't give me that.
Mm, all
All
right.
bias.
Okay.
Give me
All
that
right. All
bias.
right. Sure.
Hey,
Well,
Chiefs fan.
I have fringe A tier. He just hasn't been able to get
Stop
it done
it.
for me. That's the only complaint I have.
Stop it. Every time, the majority of times he's played the Chiefs, he's played better than
That
Mahomes.
fair, but in terms of
Yeah.
well against the Raiders last year for the playoff slot choke against there's been
We
numerous
took call all the
situations.
times Pat choked. He literally choked Sunday.
Well, that yeah, I won't even dispute you there, but it
Oof.
happens. I
And
just
don't give me QB wins as a stat.
no,
Don't give me that.
I didn't. I just want to see
Yours
him. No, I
QB
wasn't going to
wins
either.
stats
I was no, no, no.
basement.
I want to
Oof.
see him make a playoffs run. That's all I want to do.
All,
His defense
on
is good
to
enough
the
to get them to
next
the playoffs.
games.
You want to do Lions Vikings?
Lions Vikings. This one was heartbreaking. It ended up
Yeah.
being a last for Cousins. It was 1 o'clock, man.
Kirk Cousins at
1 o'clock
$1 is
games.
QB1 in the NFL.
His dad. He's the dad.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That touchdown to Osborne, fucking sick.
Yeah. KJ.
Um,
Yeah.
sad that DeAndre Swift went down. Big reason why they probably lost this game.
And the
Also,
safety for the Lions is yeah.
yeah, and also Amon-Ra St. Brown going down with an ankle injury.
I hope he'll be okay. He's questionable for next week.
So I don't know about him playing.
Apparently they said it's not that serious. They kept him out today because of soreness, but
He'll be on a snap count.
yeah.
If he plays, he'll
Yes.
be on a snap
Yes,
count for
yes.
sure.
I definitely
He'll
agree
fill
with
it
that.
out. If Jared Goff doesn't throw a pick, that's the game. Pretty much
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And Kirk had identical games without it. But yeah,
The
Amon-Ra
Lions just
St.
got unlucky
Brown
with
has
injuries.
if it wasn't for him getting hurt in this game, I wonder if he would have continued his streak of 8 catches.
I believe it.
He only had
I'm here
catch.
for it.
He only had 6. Um, he has a legitimate shot of being like NFL wide receiver one.
Yeah.
A couple of years, or in a year, maybe.
I mean I already think he is, but are you saying like
Ooh,
are you saying he's like
best
the
wide
number
receiver in
one?
the NFL, not
Oh no no no
fantasy.
okay
I
no no
mean real life. I
no
mean real.
I thought you meant like wide receiver one
Not
contention.
fantasy.
I thought you meant wide receiver
No,
one like a top
no,
12 type guy. I was like yeah he's definitely in that category.
fuck
Okay,
that. Like,
I
I
got
mean
you I
like
got
best
you.
wide receivers in the game.
Yeah I don't think he's quite there.
Not yet, but he could get there, man.
Absolutely
There's not really a whole lot of flaws in his game.
no.
He's like if Steve Smith was fully sized.
Yeah I agree with that.
Fully sized Steve Smith.
He's got Mamba mentality is the best way that I can describe it.
The way he remembers all the wide receivers he played against.
Mm-hmm.
That were drafted again, like before him.
Yes.
Dude, he's good. He has Michael Jordan like chip on his shoulder that he made himself.
Yes.
All right, let's keep going.
Eagles Commanders.
Eagles best team in the NFL.
Yeah. So
Come around.
for me, it's when the Dolphins are healthy. I think the Dolphins are also in this conversation, but I think yeah, the Eagles are probably just the best team overall.
They're just also executing at such a high level.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts will win MVP if Lamar doesn't, is what I have to say.
Yeah, it's gonna probably go down to those two, maybe Josh Allen in the mix too.
Yeah.
Fucking Devontae Smith, 8 catches,
He
169
had a
yards.
game. That
Dude,
touchdown too. Woo.
him, AJ Brown, and Kez Watkins as a wide receiver trio with fucking
Nuts.
Dallas Goedert too. It's nasty.
Yeah, for sure.
Their offense is really good, and their defense there's no holes.
Yeah, and I mean the running back tandem of Boston Scott and Miles Sanders.
Yeah. And you might as well just include Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is their goal line running back, essentially.
Yes. If you have to bet on an anytime touchdown scorer for the Eagles, and you have to bet between those three, I got news for you. It's
And Kenneth Gainwell gets some carries too. Like they have
mhm.
a diverse running game. They have a bunch of guys who are catching the ball too. Like this, it reminds me a lot of that Eagles team that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah, same, definitely same, but with a more
And
talented quarterback.
yeah, and Brandon Graham is still out there producing. He
Hmm.
had 2.5 sacks in this game. Hassan Reddick, the guy they signed this offseason, had a sack and a half. Josh Sweat had a sack and a half.
Yeah, the depth of the
DJ
Eagles
Edwards,
defensive
linebacker they
line.
signed off the Chargers, had a big game.
Yeah.
This is their defensive line has an insane amount of depth and
Mhm.
guys who can all do different things.
All dogs.
And
All
all
dogs.
dogs. Their defense is just full of dogs. Chauncey Gardner Johnson gets in fights in games because he
CGJ.
pisses people off.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Okay, on to the next
Rams
game.
Cardinals. I know this one was painful for you.
This one was painful for me. Cliff Kingsbury's offense is fucking whack.
Yeah. Let's go Rams,
Also,
baby.
I
Woo!
also no, there was no DeAndre Hopkins obviously, and no
Yeah.
Rondale Moore.
JJ
So
Watt didn't play again, right? I don't think he did.
I oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's the thing that kind of also sucks about this team. He did play.
Oh, he did.
Also, he JJ Watt is the only player on this defense that has a sack this season.
And it was in this game. Wow, I honestly didn't even see him on the field. I was watching
Yeah,
the split
you know,
screen to be fair, but
he got the lone sack of this game for them.
it was a lower scoring game. I was kind of surprised by that. I figured the
It
Rams would probably put up a little bit better numbers on the Cardinals. Matt Stafford
didn't
did
scare me
not
too much.
no touchdown pass in either
It
side.
wasn't okay. I'm gonna say this: Matthew Stafford just goes through lulls, of just down periods of play
Yes.
where he's just not doing shit.
Yes.
I will say something that I love that the Rams have started doing is playing Ben Skronecki
Yes.
up as a fullback. So he was just get lined up as a linebacker, and
Hmm.
he's been running like sail routes, corner routes, and a bunch of different stuff out of it. This week, he finally started getting a bunch of catches out of it,
Yeah.
and 4 catches for 66 yards. They average more yards a play when they do this.
Hmm.
It allows them to get their run game to diversify against nickel packages.
Hmm.
They essentially have a wide receiver playing fullback.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool thing to watch. Um, Donald had a sack. Nothing too big or major.
No.
I'm excited to see this offense. Once DeAndre Hopkins and Rondale Moore are both also a part of it.
Did you see that clip where Aaron Donald broke through the line and you see Kyler
Um,
Murray just fucking throw that ball? Because you could like see it in Aaron Donald's face that he would have just it was like an angry dad rushing after a small toddler. It was like Jesus
he didn't
Christ.
want to get stripped.
I'm
He
glad
didn't
Kyler
get
got out of the way. Yeah.
He didn't want to get strip sacked.
That would have been more
Well,
than strip sack. That would
Kyler
have
had
been
to
hospital.
he had to fucking try to throw it 58 times,
Yeah.
and there's this offense is broken because this offense is not performing better when DeAndre Hopkins is back.
Yeah.
They need a new head coach because there's too much talent on this offense to perform the way it is.
Yeah.
Because you can't even put on Kyler because
No.
Kyler is executing what he's got, like
Uh,
what they're calling.
This
Like,
team needs a new coach and probably
new GM. They need a
maybe
new GM too.
they need 1 or 2 years and then they're like a solid playoff team. I
The three big three extensions they had between the coach, the GM, and the quarterback was the only one they were right on.
I agree with that.
It would have been so much harder to find a quarterback better or as good as Kyler Murray.
I'm becoming more and more of a Kyler fan. I can agree with that.
Because like if you watch Kyler,
Mhm.
like he's his technique and it's beautiful to watch.
Hmm.
It's the way you're supposed to play.
Yeah,
And he's just an athlete. He's just not all. He's just not the normal NFL build.
you
If
just
he was
have,
four, we
yeah,
would be not even talking about
that'd
him
be a
in
different
any
story.
way.
Yeah. It's just play calling diff.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Cliff. Falcons Seahawks. Falcons ended up winning this game.
That was actually a really fun game to watch. I'm not
Dude,
gonna
it
lie.
was. Uh, Cordero Patterson. If you went no RB and you got Cordero, he
Hmm.
fucking popped off for you.
Yeah.
141 yards TD.
I'm hoping I can get
Um,
Cordero. I offered a trade for him last week. I'm waiting. It's still pending. I hope I can get him because I'm not zero RB. I just have zero productive RBs, unfortunately.
uh,
Austin Eckler looking really good for that third overall pick.
um, Kyle Pitts had his breakout game of the season. Five
Yes,
receptions, 7 yards.
87 yards.
Hopefully he continues that trend. Drake London continuing the great production. Three
Hmm.
catches, 54 yards and a TD.
Yeah.
My right now it's looking like it's gonna be between him, John Dotson, and Garrett Wilson for offensive rookie of the year. It's still early, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be really exciting to see how it shakes out.
I think Drake London will probably
I
end
think
up.
being offensive rookie of the year, I think so
Yeah.
too.
I
Um,
don't think there's really a lot to talk about. I think the important factor in this game, the
Jared
Seahawks
had
are
a
starting
sack.
to slow down, and that the Falcons managed to not choke a lead. That's another impressive thing. Uh,
They're learning the finish, and also Grady Jarrett had a sack. Shout out to that consistent king.
real.
Grady Jarrett is a Hall of Fame caliber interior defensive lineman that doesn't get talked about at all. He is the Cam Hayward of his generation. He's gonna keep producing this way his whole career, and he's gonna just start get the recognition like the back nine of his career.
Yeah, because people are looking at the stats over the course of the career.
Well, they're also a lot of people look at like big number stats,
Hmm.
but don't realize that like 5.5 sacks from a defensive tackle is really impressive.
Yeah,
For a normal defensive tackle. Aaron Donald
Aaron
also
Donald's a freak. Yeah,
everyone's perception.
yeah.
Aaron Donald is historically an outlier.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
best defensive tackle in NFL history.
Maybe the best defensive player in NFL history, but that's up for
Yeah,
debate. But
that's like he's in the same stratosphere as like Reggie White
Lawrence
and
Taylor.
like
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor, Ronnie Lott, Ray Lewis,
Hmm.
like that tier.
Deion Sanders. Yeah.
Deion Sanders, like that tier of players.
Um.
And Reed too. Best
Yeah.
safety
Oh
of
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
him and Ronnie Lott. Um,
Cordero Patterson's getting a lot of use. I think he's definitely.
the run game.
Yeah.
I want to see him use more in that hybrid role
Hmm.
again, just a little bit more.
See some pitch
Outside of
passes.
that,
Wink.
that's
Wink.
pitch passes, wink, wink. We said the thing. Also, when are they just gonna yank Marcus and let Ritter have the fucking reins in
Hopefully
this?
soon. Hopefully soon.
I think Marcus is holding this offense back, and if you put Ritter in, and if he can add a little bit of juice,
Yeah.
you they can go on a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
This division is, like you said, even with the Saints, this division's up for grabs.
Yes.
The Bucks are looking vulnerable, even though I think
Yeah.
the Bucks are by far gonna still win this bitch.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a day by day situation. We're gonna have to see the amount of injuries that they have. Just I don't know. The Bucks defense doesn't worry me, but the Bucks offense is worrying for me. If they can win games defensively, that's great. But there's going to come a time and day when you can't shut someone out, and then what are you gonna do? You gonna have Brady throw for 400 plus yards, maybe, potentially, but uh, we'll get to them for our
Yeah.
next game.
Well, yeah. Next game, Packers Buccaneers. This was a defensive game. 14-12.
Romeo Dobbs,
In the Dubes.
however you say it. However,
Yeah, it's Dubes. Romeo Dubes got in the end zone. 8 catches on 8 targets. 73 yards and a touchdown, had a better game than Devontae Adams?
I think it was Aaron Rodgers was on the McAfee show. It might have been a different show, so forgive me if I'm mistaken on this. But apparently he went up to him before the game and he said, "Hey, beautiful day to score a touchdown today." And he just smiled and then yeah, that connection took off. So
Yeah, he scored a touchdown. So did Alan Lazard.
yeah.
I think this is gonna definitely be almost like a wide receiver core by committee. It's gonna be a passing game where Aaron Rodgers is gonna be spreading it around.
Mhm.
I think Dubes is gonna really start to like grow into the role Devontae Adams played.
Yes.
I saw him do a lot of the routes that Devontae was doing last
Mhm.
year in that game. So I think we're gonna start to see it more now. I think this was a good game to really start to show more of that
Yeah.
because Tampa Bay is a team that plays a lot of man coverage, so it
I
gives you a lot of those one-on-one opportunities.
I really like the role that Lazard's kind of transitioning into where it's more of
Yeah,
like
big possession guy,
yeah, and not even on
possession,
like
jump ball, a little bit of deep stuff. Like it's
not just
Alan's
that though.
such a great blocker.
Yeah, that and the like kind of leadership role he's kind of integrating and bringing
Hmm.
into the team. It's like the block, yeah, blocking was a large part of what I wanted to bring up, but the way that he is making himself versatile and making himself an asset to the team in any way that he can was the
Yeah,
more general way I was going to go with it. It's
and
really
Lazard's not like a diva wide receiver either.
no.
Like he doesn't care if he's gonna get a bunch of
Guys,
targets.
I'm not getting 8 catches a game.
Yeah, exactly. He's not gonna pull like an OBJ or Antonio Brown. No
No.
offense.
Well, it is what it is. I
Um,
have to say, OBJ's matured. He seems to
he has
be very
matured.
happy having a role on a team that he's helping. Antonio
Um,
Brown,
also, thank you, Marshawn Lattimore, for being really annoying.
isn't he out with a concussion right now? Didn't he
um,
didn't he get a concussion or something?
I don't know, but he's the reason that Mike Evans didn't play.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason Brady didn't have a target. Um, Kenny Clark had a great game. He had 2 sacks. Rashawn Gary had a sack. Kenny Clark, I think needs to get more credit. He is having probably the best season out of every defensive tackle in the NFL right now. 3 games.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
I'm surprised I'm surprised he's never become more of a household name. Just because he is very consistent. But we'll see how the season progresses for him if he can keep up the production, especially as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a defensive game the whole time. Brady
Hmm.
was finally able to move down the field the last possession of the game,
Hmm.
and it came down to a stand. I guess Matt LaFleur knew what play they were going to call.
Yeah,
Their
so
2 point
so
conversion.
Aaron Rodgers saw well, so I guess I
I guess
definitely I
the
watched
defensive
this on
coordinator and Matt LaFleur, I guess, both knew the play that was going to be called
yeah.
on the second fourth down play.
So Aaron
On the
pointed out
perfect
that there
play
was
call for
something
it.
on the Jumbotron and they saw something and he said, I don't know whether or not the defense actually got that information. I don't know whether it got reciprocated to them. But they stopped the 2 points. So yeah. I mean, whatever,
Yeah, and
whatever works.
Devondre Campbell broke it up, so it
Yeah.
was a great play by him.
Uh,
Um,
it was like the game wasn't like boring to watch. Green Bay came out really strong. It was really good to see them kind of developing some of that rapport and actually having some offense. But uh,
you like defensive games.
yeah,
This was a good game,
and field
and
goals.
also another good game to take the under on.
Yes, real and true.
Yeah, something like I think a lot of people like to take the over because a lot of
Mhm.
people have high expectations for games. Speaking of high expectations for games, Broncos 49ers game.
Yeah,
Fucking Jimmy Garoppolo, man.
another
Fucking
another another good game to take the under on.
God. Hey, quarterback wins crowd. Is this your king? Is this your king,
You know
Jimmy
what?
Garoppolo?
Jimmy Garoppolo literally put his foot down on racism. Okay, so
Okay. So bad, man.
That
They lost by 8 points, and okay, that play, the safety was the best result of that play.
it really was. It would have
It was
been a
when he
fumble
threw this,
for
the
yeah.
ball that he threw was picked off and was about to be taken back for a touchdown.
Yep.
He threw a pick six while fucking being on the back line for a safety.
So for me personally, very very disappointed as a Jerry Judy fan and Javonte Williams fans. Um, the Broncos offense just does not look productive. Uh, Brando and I both loved Trey Lance going into the season. He was like Trey Lance's number one fan. But obviously that injury is
And,
incredibly detrimental, and that's why
and
we have a special segment for bum 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 Chargers and 49ers in a bad spot, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But this game was really a mid-off. They say let Russ cook, but I think Russ is cooked. I don't really know what to say about it. He's still making the same bad decisions. He's not really adapting to the new system. I don't think the Broncos head coach can tell time. Jimmy Garoppolo is a mediocre quarterback at best. He's been carried throughout his career by good defenses and his good looks, and apparently being a relatively well liked guy outside of the locker room, but not within the locker room. So, oh, sorry, I guess he was liked within the locker room, just not a good leader. So, what I have to say is this game was horrible. This was an atrocity to watch. I was sad.
Russell Wilson, it was like watching two quarterbacks that can't make their way through a progression.
Yeah, I would have rather watched
And
Drew Lock play for the Broncos.
Jimmy Garoppolo is not smart enough to be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm putting it out there, man.
it's not just not smart enough. It's not smart and
He's not
certainly not
aware.
not talented enough.
Is not aware of like where you are on the field
Yeah.
and just I feel like sometimes he just throws the ball, like doesn't know where to go next with the
Yeah,
ball.
he just
If his first
yeets it.
read isn't there,
Yep.
he just yeah, he just yeets it or he eats it, one of the two.
Yep.
Um, Monday night game, Cowboys ended up winning. Cooper Rush went 3-0.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, very much like Justin Fields, is fucking broken.
So CD dropping that touchdown pass made me very happy because number one, I
Against
wanted the Giants to win. Number two, it would have made me win in fantasy. But unfortunately, they had that fantastic drive with the CD one-handed catch in the end zone. It was nice.
Yeah.
I hated watching
I was
it,
hoping
but
TD Lamb
I
would have
loved
scored another
watching it.
TD, honestly.
Yeah,
Just because I wanted the points.
the Giants,
Saquon got in the end zone. Tony
yes.
Pollard had 105 yards. Zeke had 73 and a touchdown. The Cowboys' offense looked serviceable,
Yeah,
looked solid.
I agree with that. The
Um,
Giants, unfortunately, can't say the same.
no, and it's because Daniel Jones sucks.
Incompetence, yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
the
not good.
important thing, people are talking about how the Cowboys defense is so great, and it's like, yes, the Cowboys defense
Defense
is
is very
doing
good.
good things, but you let Daniel Jones gouge you like that on runs, just wait until you play against Jalen Hurts. Just wait. You are gonna get cooked
Uh,
because that's a quarterback that can throw a hell of a lot
so,
better, and a quarterback that
so
can
I'm
run a hell of a
curious
lot better.
what they end up scheming up against him because Parsons is very athletic. I'm
Yeah,
wondering if they would just have Parsons more spy Jalen Hurts
hmm
more of the game
probably.
opposed to rush.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to take away your best pass rusher.
How did the
Marcus
Eagles
Williams is
stack up
still
against the blitz? I think the Eagles stacked up pretty well against the blitz. Oh no, the Eagles were the exact opposite, right? The Eagles played like 80% better when they weren't playing against the blitz, right? I think I don't remember exactly what the
I know
stat
the
line was.
Eagles as a I know their defense doesn't blitz very often. Their
Mm.
defense doesn't, but I don't know. It'll just be very interesting to see how it turns out when they do eventually play the Eagles. There's no chance the Cowboys are winning this division.
No.
I don't think they're gonna beat the Eagles at any point this year.
No,
I will say
the The Giants, I was very hopeful for their defense. Their defense didn't do enough. Evan Neal did not have a good game. He said it was by far the worst game that he's played as a
He was
football
going up against
player.
Marcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, man.
Yeah, well, I know, but he quoted, he said
He's
that.
going against literally like multiple time Pro Bowler and an ear of worlds.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man! Like,
No,
he's
I know. I'm quoting him, but I
Micah
mean,
Parsons is the best edge player in the NFL.
yeah, he Micah Parsons is different. And it pains
He's
me to
built
admit
different.
almost anything nice about the Dallas Cowboys, but Micah Parsons was a really, really good pick. And
Okay, they got so lucky that weirdly enough, it was such a blessing in disguise that DeMarcus Lawrence got hurt and they
mhm.
moved Michael Parsons more on the edge more often
Yeah.
because then they saw what they actually had. Because Micah Parsons played defensive end in high school,
Mhm.
and they moved him over to linebacker when went over to Penn State because they had Odafe Owe and they had the guy Arnold who was just drafted by the fucking Falcons. So they already had two other NFL defensive ends. So they named him play inside linebacker because he was athletic enough to do it because he runs in the 4-3 4-4s.
Yeah.
Just built fucking different, and he's a former wrestler.
Yeah. I the
Like
You know what? I'll be extra unlike myself. I'll be even nicer to the Cowboys. I think Tyler Smith was a good pick.
Tyler Smith, solid tackle.
Yeah.
You know what? Solid tackle. I Maybe the only reason I don't say a good pick is because even if
Position.
you, well, if you know the guy's gonna be good, like you're saying, like trying to trade down, trying to like
Yeah. Get
see if
something
there's
in
another,
return. Yeah.
or just try to get more,
Yeah.
take
Yeah, yeah,
advantage of the
yeah.
value.
I agree with that, but I think I
But
don't
good
know.
draft pick. It was a hit
Yeah, for real.
so far,
Um
very early. Are we
Giants
ready?
disappointing, but yeah.
Are we ready to go next week?
Do you want to do that or do you want to do some like power rankings updates first?
Yeah, we can do our quick power rankings.
All right.
Whoop. Do.
So, my
All right.
number one overall team, I think you agree, the Eagles. Um
Yep, Billy.
Yeah, so Philly is my number one. The Dolphins are my number two when they're healthy. I hope they can stay healthy. They have a lot of injury designations this week. I think they are pretty far and above the rest of the teams in the NFL. Buffalo probably would be my number two, but they have too many injuries that are either season-ending or injury reserve type injuries. And the offense runs through Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs only. They have no run game outside of Josh Allen. As much as I love Devin Singletary, and I won't say anything negative about him, he is unable to produce in this offense. So I don't know if they need to scheme differently. I don't know if they just need to train differently. But uh, I think for me personally, this is a a possible Super Bowl outcome. Um,
Between the Eagles and the Dolphins.
yeah.
Ooh. So for me, as of right now, I have Eagles one,
Okay.
Ravens two.
Okay.
I think the only reason I had the Ravens above the Dolphins, even though the Dolphins did win that matchup, it
Mhm.
wasn't a comeback. It was kind of in a fluky way too.
Yeah.
It was in Miami.
Hmm.
It was a bunch of things that happened. If these teams play in the playoffs, I think the Ravens have it.
I would like to see that, and I would like to believe it, but Tyreek Hill is just such a insane game breaker. I don't know. I
The
especially as a
Dolphins
Chiefs
agree.
fan. Again, acknowledging my bias, I have to do that, but I would not. I've seen Tyreek do too many wonderful things on the football field, too many inhuman things on a football field to bet against him. Um,
Oh, I mean, it was more Jalen Waddle in that game against the Bills than Tyreek Hill.
oh yeah, but I mean,
I mean,
that's why I was saying acknowledging my
it was a
bias.
combination of the two of them.
Yeah, the tandem
I,
is unreal.
I mean, but I don't think their defense is going to be able to stop Lamar Jackson in the playoffs either.
but
Just like I don't
I
like
don't
they
know if
weren't able to stop him today.
Lamar's defense can stop anything. It just
I mean,
depends on the day.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it does depend on the day. I mean, I don't know. We'll
I
see. We'll see.
I have the
I mean, we'll
Ravens
see.
at 4. I have the Bills still at 3, but
So I have the Packers at 4, Bills at 5.
okay. I have the Packers at 5, Bills at 3, Ravens at 4. Oh wait, no. Did I
And
say that backward? I don't remember. Anyway, that's my top
then
5 regardless.
yeah, my top 5: Eagles 1, Ravens 2, Dolphins 3, Packers 4, Bills 5. Then Chiefs
Chiefs
6,
6,
Buccaneers. Yeah,
7. Same for me.
Chiefs 6 for you too.
Yeah. Yes.
And then Tampa Bay
That's yeah.
7, LA Rams at 8, Jags at 9,
And then the Cowboys at 10.
I have 49ers at 10.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we're not that
There's
different. I have the
still
Cowboys at 10, but
I have 49ers at 10, Vikings at 11, Cardinals 12, Bengals 13.
hmm. I only did my top 10 for this week.
Well, I did all 32.
Oh, fair enough.
I did a power ranking for the entire league.
Yeah, so my number 10 team is the Cowboys. We're pretty much the same. Outside of the top 10, we start to disagree a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't have like a full done list in front of me, so I couldn't tell you exactly how. I think we should probably talk about the teams that we're really concerned about though. The 49ers and the
Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah. So
Um,
Joey Bosa going on IR, obviously a hit. The quarterback is hurt, obviously a hit. We don't know how long
left
he's going to be
tackle,
out or down for.
the
Yeah, the
tackle
tackle
done
being
for the
done.
entire year.
Yeah. So obviously the Chargers and Keenan Allen, he should return this week, but with
Keenan Allen's gonna play.
yeah,
That's the biggest bright side probably right now. Is Keenan Allen is such a good route runner and
mhm,
so good at getting open fast. Quick balls out to Keenan Allen. If you have him in a PPR league, fantastic. I think he's gonna get peppered with targets from Herbert
mhm.
not wanting to get cracked.
Yes. I hope Eckler will get some quick passes as well. I'd like him to start getting more value. Um, Yeah, the Chargers, it doesn't concern me as much because I know that they have an explosive offense with an alien for a quarterback, and I know they still have some great pieces on defense. Uh, I
And
just
Will
think
Mack's still there.
they aren't going to be able to contend with the likes of the very, very upper echelon teams. I think as they get gradually more healthy over the course of the year, they'll get back into that conversation, but I don't understand why you're risking further damage on your quarterback for some cheap shit wins that you're not getting anyway right now.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, but that's the biggest thing. The Chargers, it's just health.
Yeah.
49ers quarterback is the issue right now.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo is holding this team back so much.
Yeah.
Like you can see it. Like he legitimately doesn't know where to go with the ball, and like he's gonna cost his team games. This roster is talented enough, and that's why I still put them in the top 10
Yeah. But
to be
without
able to compete despite a Jimmy Garoppolo.
mhm.
But man, they're capped out. They're capped out at the playoffs.
Yes, I completely agree. They're a first round
Like,
out if they make it. Yeah.
yeah, first or maybe get a win. Like if there's like a divisional winner that you know just shouldn't be there,
Yeah.
maybe one of those, but they're capped out. I think maybe if they play a team like honestly, if they play the Rams in the first round,
Mhm.
they could beat the Rams because they've had the Rams number over the years.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I need to see how hungover the Rams are feeling towards the end of the year. But I take
they
the Rams to
they
clear that.
felt all year. They almost let the Atlanta Falcons come back on them. So I'm guessing a lot.
Well, you know what? This year, this week, we'll see. We'll get to it in a minute, but we'll see. Rams 49ers matchup.
No, well, that's gonna be a big one. Let's go to this week's games. Start off with Thursday night game,
Dolphins
Miami,
Bengals. Yeah.
Cincinnati. Big news story today out of Cincinnati. Barstool Sports Cincinnati recorded multiple plays that the Dolphins were running at their closed practice in Cincinnati
Oh.
and posted it to Twitter.
Yeah.
When they got the email to take it down, Dave Portnoy said no.
Oh.
He's already banned from like NFL games, so
Mhm.
there's not really a whole lot they can do to him. Um,
That's bad. That's not good at all.
it's not. So anyone who's curious why the Dolphins are dogs in this game, by the way, and there's a couple of reasons for it.
Mhm.
One, the Bengals are at home. Two, the Dolphins are dealing with so many injuries. Oakon
Yeah.
Davis, his knee, Xavier Howard with his groin, which is huge. Brandon Jones, safety with his chest.
Yeah.
Um, see, Jalen Waddle with his groin is barely practiced. Same with Cedric Wilson Jr. And Tua has barely practiced. Same with Teron Armstead.
Yeah. So it
Oh,
concerns me Tua specifically. Obviously all the other pieces are important, but quarterback is
and
one of the
Jalen
most
Waddle.
important
Waddle,
positions.
too.
Yeah, I mean, Gasecki and Hill plus your running game is good enough to keep you in a game, no question. But
The running game hasn't been good.
it hasn't been true, but I'm concerned for Tua because what we saw last week, uh, the initial response was, "Oh, he probably has a concussion," and from what I saw, it definitely looked like a concussion. But them
Oh, they
claiming,
said it was his back.
well, I know, but I mean, if you looked at Twitter, if you looked at whatever, everybody was saying, "Oh, he's got a concussion, whatever. How is he allowed to return to the game?" And I,
Maybe it just was his back then. There's
uh, I don't
what
know. There's something. There's something.
they're investigating it and they have been, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
that's.
I will say with Teron Armstead possibly missing this game,
You might
do
want to start a
you
backup. Yeah. Who's their
well, I
backup? Is it
mean
Brock Osweiler?
it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
start Teddy B, right?
I'm.
Right? Start Teddy B on a short week. May not have Jalen Waddle. So I do think the Bengals are gonna win this game.
Yeah.
Because I think the Dolphins have a lot of injuries. They're at home. They
Hmm.
had to travel.
Yeah.
I think Jamar Chase, especially with Howard possibly also missing this game,
Hmm.
is going to go off. I think he's going to have two
I could
TDs.
see it. I took.
I
I
think
took.
this is the Bengals get right game.
Let me see this. I took a long shot parlay. I took two bets for this week. Let me check real quick. I know one of them I took Dolphins spread, and then I took. Let me see what the other one I have is. Um, the other one I didn't take the Dolphins. So, oh, I took Dolphins money line. Never mind, I didn't take the spread. Well, that makes me
Yeah,
feel at least a little bit better about it, but I feel like that one's
yeah.
probably a miss.
I like the Bengals just money line in this matchup. Right now, I do think I think this is the Bengals get right game to get the 500. But
I don't know. I
this is the game where they try to restore their season.
it's I still don't
The
think
biggest
the Bengals are great. I think it'll just be one of those games that they're fortunate that the Dolphins have so many injuries. But, you know, to
I the big matchup for the Bengals offensively is going to be Lyle Collins against Melvin Ingram.
yes,
Because Melvin Ingram has been having a great year at the Dolphins.
I love him.
Something that I don't get, he keeps having solid, consistent back-to-back seasons, and just no one
No one
offers him
wants
any
him.
kind of money. No one
I
wants him.
know.
So funny.
He was on
Um,
the Steelers right before he went to the Chiefs, and then oh no, he was on the
yeah,
was he on the Ravens?
he was,
No.
he was originally on the Chargers, drafted by the
Okay,
Chargers.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
remember he went Steelers, Chiefs, and then Dolphins. I was like, man, y'all took Mi and Tyreek. That sucks, but
Yeah. So continue. So officially for our picks, I'm taking the Bengals in this one. You're taking.
Uh, I would like to see the full injury designation of who's not playing. If more than half of those guys are
Ooh,
healthy, I'll take the Dolphins. If not, I'll take the Bengals.
information. We're going right now. Who you taking? Doing this for everyone.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins. Fuck it.
In the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, why not?
Right. So on to our next game. I'm taking the
Vikings
Bengals. You're taking the
Saints.
Dolphins. Yeah, Vikings Saints. Um,
So this game is at 9:30 a.m. for us. This is in
this is in
England.
London.
Yeah. So that's I don't know, to be honest with you. Uh I feel like Kirk outside of the 1 o'clock slot is just not good, but the Saints haven't been good at all. So
And the Saints have like three wide receivers that are questionable.
yeah.
Um, they have a couple of corners that are questionable. Give me the Vikings. I think they just go off.
Yeah,
And they just smack around the Saints. Honestly, I don't think the Saints are gonna be good this year.
Justin Jefferson's gotten shut out basically. I think he's had like a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's had around 10 catches in the past 2 weeks combined, for
Yeah, I
very
think
very few yards. So I think Justin Jefferson has a game. I think he's gonna have a solid game here. Yeah, give me the
I
Vikings, I guess.
yeah, I'm taking the Vikings in this one too.
I want the Saints to be good. I really really do, but
I know you do.
I
They're gonna be
just
so bad. I
yeah.
hope Saints fans enjoy their new quarterback next year because there's no way they're not drafting one.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Ooh, this is a really fun one. Browns Falcons.
Yeah, this is one of the games I've been looking at a lot. If you haven't heard, Miles Garrett was in a car crash. He had like a multiple rollover in his car, but he just fucking walked away from it. I was like, dude, Miles Garrett is a freak.
Just a cut. His injury designation is just arm, and he's questionable. I feel like he's gonna play.
Yeah, I think he'll.
I don't see any reason why he can't. He's a
So
freak, but
yeah,
there's no real reason he can't.
I really really hope that Kyle Pitts just has an extraordinary freak game and the Falcons win, but it's the
Yeah.
Falcons. I don't. The Falcons' offensive line is holding up better than I thought they would, but they're
So the
so.
Falcons' offensive line, one of the biggest reasons for that is because they've had that five
Mhm.
has had the most snaps together out of any offensive line combination in
Mhm.
the NFL right now.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
fun stat, right? Real mid dog shit line, but they've grown together and they have so much continuity. They've actually started to like actually turn into an average offensive line, which is what you're looking for,
Well, there you
honestly.
go. Smile,
Be
thumbs
at
up.
least be average. So the offensive line just takes a minute, and if you give them time to gel, they could do something. I
So, is
It's
it
gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I don't. It
I'm
depends
gonna
how
put a hot
The
take out.
Falcons defense plays against the run. It depends how the
Yes.
Falcons defense plays
That
against the run.
you that was 1 out of 2 of reading my mind right there.
Yeah,
The 2 out of 2 would be, is it bad that right now I believe in the Falcons offense more than the Browns offense?
yeah, weird. I believe in this like the skill position players. Amari Cooper's had a nice start the year, but
Yes, I agree. He had back-to-back 100-yard games, did he not?
I think
Yeah.
this is an upset. I'm taking it. I'm taking Atlanta.
Yeah, same. I'm right there.
Something about this game, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Maybe this is the game where they finally put in Desmond Ritter. Also, if you have bet Atlanta with the spread so far this year, you
Mhm.
are 3-0.
3-0. They're the new Lions.
They are the the Lions are still the Lions. God damn it, 3-0 against the spread. Um,
Speaking of Lions Seahawks,
Lions Seahawks, my boys. I'm taking Detroit in this game, just straight up.
same.
I think they're just a better team. With or without Amon Ra, I think Jared Goff's the better quarterback in this game.
Oh,
He
no
should be
question.
able.
Yeah.
Should be able to support the Seahawks defense.
So no DeAndre Swift, no Amon-Ra St. Brown, the safety. I keep forgetting his name. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm just terrible with names. For the Lions, he's done for the season, I believe. Um, yeah, I think um, Seattle has been surprising in a couple of these games, but I think that there's
First,
going to come a point. Yeah, there's going to come a point where I don't know. I think the Lions win by at least a field goal. I don't know if they. I believe the spread the last time I checked was 4.5. Uh, I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will play, but I think he'll be on limited snap count. I don't think they win by a touchdown. I think the Lions win by like 3.
um, Commanders, Cowboys.
Commanders Cowboys. If the Cowboys defense doesn't get at least 4 sacks in this game, it's a disappointment.
I think the Cowboys are going to take this game.
Yeah.
I think I would take them even with the -2.5 or even -3.
Wait, did I say Commanders or Cowboys? If the Cowboys defense doesn't get four
Oh,
sacks, it's a
I think
disappointment.
the Cowboys defense. I think the Cowboys got it.
Yeah,
I think the
same.
Cowboys are taking this
I,
game.
I think the Cowboys probably win by at least 5, maybe more, but you never know. Uh, uh, their offense is kind of unpredictable, but I believe in Cooper
Cooper Rush
Rush's
is going to be
ability
missing that.
to not fuck up as much, more than I believe in Carson Wentz's ability to not fuck up. I
Hey,
believe in yeah.
Cooper Rush knows how to feed CD Lamb. That's all
Yeah.
I gotta say.
And you know what?
Um,
Zeke looked decent last week.
he did look decent last
So
week.
we both agree Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yep. Chargers, Houston.
Uh yeah, I know the Chargers have injuries, but it's just
Even with the
the
injuries, Justin Herbert
yeah.
is gonna torch them.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
if they
gonna have
win by
all of his
like
wide receivers back.
I don't know if they win by a touchdown, but I take them winning by like at least
Anything.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Texans just
So,
Davis Mills is a below average quarterback in this league. He's a good stopgap, but he is not a solution to your problems.
he's Gardner Minshew with neck.
Uh, I think he's a little bit better than Minshew, but yes.
Meh, it doesn't matter. They're both bad.
It doesn't matter.
You don't want
Chargers
either
by
one.
5 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titans, Colts.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting one. For me, I'm gonna say that the Colts kind of, and again, this is a difficult one to predict because Jonathan Taylor doesn't miss practice and he was out today.
Yeah.
I bet on the Colts carrying the momentum over and beating the Titans, but with no Jonathan Taylor, I don't really know. The Titans
I
were
think they beat the
talking.
Titans before.
They, the Titans are just,
Jack Leonard is supposed to play this game.
yeah.
They're gonna get the best defensive player back. I think the Colts are gonna win this
I
game.
agree.
They, I think they're gonna suffocate Derrick Henry.
Completely agree. And the
And
Titans don't really have any passing offense, so
yeah, because Ryan Tannehill's just trash.
yes.
Hill is not good. He
Yep.
was propped up by AJ Brown,
I
and
agree.
now that he needs to help bring Traylon Burks along. He's not going to because he's not that good of a quarterback. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I love how they made a statement today. They're like, we need to get him more involved in the passing game. It's like, okay.
Traylon Burks is running the least amount of routes out of all the wide receivers, but he's leading all wide receivers in yards.
Yep.
Oh, how the fuck is this happening? Fucking Corey Phillips from fucking UCLA, this cracker that you drafted in the fucking 6th round, is out snapping him. What are you doing?
Uh,
What are you
yeah.
doing, Vrabel?
Who
Jesus
knows?
Christ.
Who knows what's going on?
So, Colts. We're both taking Colts.
Yes. I think they carry that
Bears,
momentum over. I agree with you. I think they suffocate Derrick Henry. I think it's like a 50 to 60 yard game for Derrick Henry.
I think this is Derrick Henry's swan song. I think he's washed.
I'm not ready to. Yeah, no, I think I agree. Actually, I thought about that.
The worst thing about it, him when he was like leading the league in negative yards expected.
Yeah. No,
Bro.
I just had the like image
He's
playback
gone
in my head of Derrick Henry getting hit and flying through the air like he used to hit people and
against the
fly through the
Giants
air. I was like, oh, yeah, he's
and
probably done.
against someone who wasn't even like anybody. It was
Not a
just some
household
random
name. It's just
back,
someone random. Yeah. Uh,
some dude. Um,
Shout out to whoever you are though, because it's still
yeah.
impressive hitting the dude that big. But anyway, what you got next?
Um, so next, let's do
Jets Steelers.
Bears, Jets, Steelers.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's back.
Yeah.
Announced today the boys starting.
MILF Hunter is back in the game. Uh, I respectfully,
That's by a million.
the best thing that I have to say is take the fucking
Jets
under.
by a
Take the
million.
fucking under on
Give
this game.
me. So I think Zach Wilson's gonna win this game. I am not a Zach Wilson believer whatsoever,
Hmm.
but I think he's gonna have a good game. First game of the season. This is a very good receiving core.
Garrett Wilson looks fantastic.
Garrett Wilson looks fantastic. Elijah Moore is a good wide receiver. Corey
Hmm.
Davis is a good wide receiver.
Yeah.
If the kid just has to hit the open throws. So
Yeah.
he's got to, and they win this game.
Yeah, I'm
I
also
will
taking the Jets. I've been a Jets believer.
Jets.
I think
J
they're
E
they're
E S at Jets. Whatever
the
the fuck the New Yorkers do it.
the defense of the Jets. Obviously, the Steelers have the most money invested in the defense in the NFL, right? But if you look at again the culture that the Jets are building, I really really like what they're doing defensively. Go look at some of the
Mhm.
stats. Like obviously they've gotten demolished by like Jamar and T Higgins, yeah, whatever. But like if you
Ravens
go
stole
yeah, and the Ravens exactly. But if you look at
her
like their
MVP check.
passer rating allowance on those quarterbacks, it's still pretty damn low. And considering you're going up against some of the most elite talent in the NFL in Lamar Jackson and Jamar, like, I think you're not doing too bad, in my
I
opinion.
think game against Jacoby Brissett helped a lot.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's fair.
I will be more impressed with it with a larger sample size.
This week should help
Fair.
against Mitch Trubisky. Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all. But this week should help again.
Well, this week is 100% going to help because Mitchell Trubisky is dog shit, and I can't wait for Kenny Pickett to eventually start.
Real.
Um,
Bears Giants is
sorry.
where you're heading next.
Yeah, Giants, Chicago Bears. Um, both these quarterbacks are broken. Both of them, whenever they drop back, are either sacked or doing a turnover where they play.
Yeah. Uh,
Both of these quarterbacks are very athletic.
yeah.
It's literally like watching a mirror, except Justin Fields is a little bit of a better athlete.
Yeah, so for me, the Bears offense has just been the worst, right?
Oh,
And
it's
I like Justin Fields better than Daniel Jones, but I'm taking the Giants in this game.
oof.
Um,
You know,
I just like Saquon a little bit better, and I like the Giants
yeah,
receivers a little bit better, except for Kenny
it's not
Galladay. But other than that,
New York.
you're taking the Giants?
I'm debating. I'm debating. Just because I do think Justin Fields is nasty.
You know,
Like in like weird scramble situations, I think he could get loose
oh,
a couple of times
absolutely.
on him.
I
And
think
like
the
cause
Giants
chaos.
the Giants D line is going to be looking to have a revenge type week. And I think against how unproductive the Bears offense is, I think the Giants will have a solid week this week.
Give me Chicago.
Okay.
Give me Chicago in an upset.
Fair enough.
I'm weirdly gonna take the Bears in this one, and I usually don't. It may be the Chicago like Italian beef sandwich I had for lunch. I don't know. It- all right, let's go now. Let's get that out of my mouth. Jaguars, Eagles.
Yeah, I think this
This
is
is
going to be an interesting matchup. I think this is going to be
this
a
is
fun
a
one.
more fun game than I think people are going to give credit for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just shit on the Jaguars because of how shit they have been, but
Mhm.
both their
They
offense and their defense have been playing really well. I think the Jaguars' defensive line is maybe better than the Eagles' defensive line, but
uh, I'll say
the Eagles'
maybe
depth
on the
makes them better.
edges.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe on the edges, but the interior defensive line, the Eagles is so much better, like worlds better.
Yeah.
The edges is definitely a conversation to where I would lean to Jags.
Yeah.
But when it comes to D tackle, I don't think they have anyone that's as talented
No.
as Hargrave, even.
No. Um I like what I've seen. All of the Jags defenders
Jim
have been
Kirk has looked
playing.
good.
Yeah. Christian Kirk, I'm glad he got paid.
I'm glad he got picked too.
I don't think he
So
deserved quite that much, but he is putting up wide receiver one numbers. So
I love
fuck it.
that Doug Peterson is going back to Philly.
Yeah.
First game back as since he's been Eagles head coach.
Yeah. I think that's gonna. You know what? We'll have to see about that. I don't think he'll get booed. Uh, but
Oh,
I
he's
don't
getting
know.
booed.
Well,
He may not get booed. You're right.
yeah.
Because Doug Peterson, the reason he got fired is because he threw that last game because took Jalen Hurts out.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't have had the draft capital they had if he didn't,
Yep.
and they wouldn't have probably had AJ Brown.
Nope.
He made the right decision.
Exactly.
They're in a great place now. Nick Sirianni's a good head coach.
Yes. I I like the
Man,
Eagles
here's
better
the
in this
thing.
game.
I think the Eagles are a better team.
I agree.
Man, what is wrong with me?
Oh no.
Give me the Jaguars. Why?
No,
Why though?
no.
Give me the Jaguars. No, give me the Jags. I'm taking it. I'm taking the Jaguars in this matchup. I think they're gonna scheme up a way to get. No, no, that's just ridiculous.
Let me
Wait, I'm. Mm, I'm really going back and forth. I really Doug Pearson's decision making in game,
mhm.
his fourth down decision making really helps
Yeah.
ease a lot like decision making in game.
Mhm.
See, and the Eagles. See, I didn't know
Are you
that
looking at the
Slay
line?
was questioned.
Oh, I didn't
No, I'm
either.
looking currently at the injury report.
Well, the line is 6.5 for this game in favor of the Eagles.
It opened at 7.
Yeah. Um.
It's only moved like a half point.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna take the Eagles just because overall, if you're looking at like the wholeness of units, then I agree.
yeah, Eagles are a better team.
I
I don't know what I'm doing here. Give me Philly. Give
I
me
don't
Philly.
think this is going to be a game where Jalen Hurts really
I don't,
has much rushing at all. Uh, but
I don't think this is gonna be a blowout.
no, no,
I
no,
think
no.
if you take the Jags with the spread, or if you can tease the Jags to 8 points,
Hmm.
you can alt spread to 8 points, and just cash in. Because
Yeah,
I think the Jags are going to cover the spread,
yeah.
but I think the Eagles are going to end up winning this game.
I could see it being like a 4.5, 5.5 point game somewhere in there. I think those are like realistic alt spreads, but
Or even like
um,
a field goal. I can see
yeah.
like something like that. Um,
I feel much better about the Eagles than I do the Jaguars,
I,
but
I'm right there with you because offensively, they still need the passing game. They need to complement the Christian Kirk.
yes, I agree.
Play did take away Justin Jefferson, so that's the only thing that makes me hesitant from taking the Jags in that matchup is the possibility of Slay just completely taking away Kirk.
Yes. And you're not
Um,
going to be able to run on that line.
no, not well. Mm,
Well, you're not going to
I
be able to
don't
win a
know.
game
I don't
exclusively.
know about that
You're not going to be
actually.
able to win the game
God,
exclusively running on them.
don't make me think about this more, Brett, because I actually like the Jaguars' run game enough to possibly fuck something up.
All right,
Um,
final statement.
I'm taking the Eagles. I'm
Okay.
taking the
Okay.
Eagles,
There you go.
but in my gambling, I'm taking the fucking Jags the
All
spread.
right. Yeah, I
Um,
took moneyline Eagles spread Jags. I agree. I'm the same way.
so this game opened with Cardinals -3, and now is to Carolina
One and a
being the
half.
favorite -1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Really weird. I took Arizona.
Yeah, I took the
I think
Cardinals money
before
line as well.
I took them straight money line. I think the Cardinals are gonna fucking throttle them.
Yeah, I think
I
the Panthers are uh mediocre, and I they got their first takeaway of the season last week. Um, I don't think the Cardinals defense is great without JJ. I know he's back now, but I just, especially with Christian
oh
McCaffrey being injured, I don't think the Panthers win this.
yeah, the Panthers aren't gonna win this game.
I took the
I
Cardinals.
think Kyler Murray's also good enough to carry this team to a win here.
Yeah.
Okay, Raiders, Denver Broncos. It's at Las Vegas.
You're not gonna like this one. I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm gonna take the Raiders to get their first win of the year.
Yeah,
I just think Russ is so bad.
I agree with that, but Broncos defense versus Raiders offensive line. I think Devontae
I
definitely can put up some numbers, but I just don't see that. I don't know.
we're we're literally about to watch just a terrible game.
We're about to watch horrible offensive line and mediocre defense of the Raiders versus horrible offense centering from the
And
quarterback
mediocre
and
defense.
mediocre defense. Um, I don't know. It's
Um,
just gonna be the battle of mid.
yeah, I'm taking
But
the
give
Raiders.
me the Broncos.
You're taking the
Yeah.
Broncos. Okay. And we both agreed with the last one before that, Cardinals.
Yes.
Um,
Bills Ravens.
so on to my game, Packers and
Oh, okay. All
Patriots.
right. Yeah, I'm taking the Packers, no question. I wouldn't care who the
Um,
fuck the quarterback is. I wouldn't care if they got Tom Brady back. I'd take the Packers in this one.
yeah, this is not gonna be pretty.
Starting the
Um,
Packers defense in 2 leagues, baby. Let's go.
so onto the primetime game. Also, real quick, all of our thoughts, prayers, good vibes. All the people in Florida right now
Yes,
with Hurricane
absolutely.
Ian about well in the middle of hitting. I saw some photos today of like a shark like swimming
In the
in the
road,
street.
yeah.
Like, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck Florida, man. Florida's
Real,
hell.
real. Um,
So
we skipped Bills Ravens though.
oh, Bills Ravens, we
Yeah.
did. So real quick, who are you taking?
I'm taking Ravens.
I'm also taking the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Ravens in an upset. And so are you. Both
Yeah.
on this track. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna torch him.
I agree
I
with
think
that.
he's gonna
Uh,
the man is gonna put up like 400 yards.
Marcus Peters has been really good this year.
Him and okay, the Ravens defense had a bounce back game last week.
Yes.
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna do some good. I think they're gonna do some good things against Josh Allen, especially since they're gonna just be able to key in on the pass game.
Yes. I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I guess the best way that I can describe it is like the Ravens defense is like Jello. You have to let it set for a while because as we talked about the Falcons offensive line being the one that was together the longest, so it was, the right consistency, if you will. The Ravens defense needs to gel. Oh, so you needed to let it
Jello.
set. You need like
No.
one consistent healthy unit, and you will be fine. I believe in Kyle Hamilton. I believe in Marcus Peters. I certainly believe in that defensive line. So
I think the Dolphins game just gave you a bad perception of this team.
What, the Bills?
That was no of the Ravens. Like I think that
Oh,
the Dolphins come back against them. It was so many blown coverages.
no. Oh, no.
It was so much mental.
Again, any team versus Tyreek alone, you can get terrorized on any given play, but versus Tyreek and Waddle, it's like they just were not playing together. There was so many blown coverages. I agree with you, and it can happen to anyone, but it's like the Ravens have suffered from so many injuries last year, and I believe the year before they were also pretty banged up. But just
Yeah,
like getting one unit in and getting reps together is what they really, really need. So I think now that they're starting to do that, I think this will be a good game. I'm taking the Ravens.
yeah.
So it was kind of
I'm
like
there with
long and convoluted, but that was my point. They're finally starting to get it together.
exactly. All right, now time to our primetime game. Your Chiefs against the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
I
fun game.
again,
And also because of the hurricane,
yeah.
it is more likely than not going to be played in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
So I acknowledge my bias once more. Okay,
Hmm?
I have the Chiefs
Chiefs are also
winning.
favored by a point and a half.
I have the Chiefs winning by one. uh, Tampa Bay has
Give
not been able to generate the same amount of offense. I think our defensive line is much improved, and I think as long as we can get Brady off his center, uh, I don't know. He's got a lot going on in his personal life, as what it seems to be. He doesn't look the same this year, so I trust our defense enough to get at least a pick or at least a sack, and that will help us win the game, but only by a point.
Mike Evans is back. Give me Tampa.
Well, well, I'm staying
That's
positive.
all I gotta say. Evans is back. Give me Tampa. Give me Tom Brady. It's his last time playing Mahomes, prime time. Doesn't matter if there's a fucking hurricane. That man's not losing this game.
Yeah, I still give me Pat.
Right.
I think the Chiefs and the Bucks are both going to be angry
Oh,
after
and
last
also,
week.
I will say the Buccaneers defense still looking good.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
defense is still very good.
Yes.
Um, their offense should play better with Mike Evans back out there now.
Actually, you know what? I will put it on this. If Butker plays, then I think we win. If Butker is out again, then I think we lose. There you go.
Your kicker's not going to play.
He's not going to play?
I don't think so, but either way, Tampa Bay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I heard he was expected to return this week.
do you expect to return? Okay, so you're still getting
Well, I can tell you,
Chiefs or Bucks?
I'm starting suck up over
Rocking
Butker.
Chiefs no matter what.
If Butker is out, then
Well,
give me Tampa Bay.
stop it. Stop it. Pick one.
I don't
Down
want.
the
Okay,
middle.
Chiefs.
Okay. Don't quit waffling on me, boy.
Man, look, I I try to be as realistic as I can. I manage my
Be
expectations.
strong in your conviction.
Chiefs Kingdom, all the way.
Just Kingdom. All right. Ready to go.
I'll be strong and lay this one out. I think the Rams are taking the 49ers.
I'm right there with you, dude. I think Aaron Donald's gonna terrorize them. It's been years since they beat the 49ers in San Francisco. I think they do it like the first time in like 3 years
Yeah.
this year. So I do think they end up taking this game. Um, I don't think it's gonna hit 42 points. I think bet the under for it. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah, I think the Rams will probably be in the 20s. I think the 49ers will
I
maybe
like
make double digits.
9,
Yeah,
12,
I was thinking literally the exact same. I'm right there with you.
maybe like 17 top end.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think like 27 to like 10 is a very, very realistic scoreline for this game.
All
Obviously
right.
Rams
So
on top.
all right, guys, that was our picks for next week. After this week, I'm gonna go back and rewatch all of our old episodes, get our point tallies together, and see where we're at the quarter mark of the year.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
everyone,
thank you
we'll
guys
see
for
you.
hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment if you would like to. next week, or maybe if we do upload that special episode, we're looking at a Would You Rather episode, and we're looking at one other special episode coming up pretty soon. I don't know when we're going to get those recorded and uploaded because we both have some interesting schedules going forward, but sometime soon, not too far away.
Everyone, thank you so much. Love y'all.
Peace out.
Peace.